What's something you wouldn't buy and don't understand why people do? Anything that says, live, laugh, love. I did buy a welcome mat that says live, laugh, leave. Sorry. It went very nicely with my go away wreath. And no, I'm not joking. My kids keep encouraging me to buy decor that says die, cry, hate, but I have a pretty strict no words on the walls rule. I could be persuaded to get something like your welcome mat though. I think someone on Reddit replaced the third print at his mom's and she didn't notice, and it reads, live, laugh, lube. I'd rather buy a pet rock than something that screams I'm basic louder than that live, laugh, love, sign. Anything sold by Goop. This post smells like your vagina. I remember going on their website and saw a jade face roller that was super expensive because it had healing powers or something. Okay, I too hate Goop and agree with you completely. But I was once gifted a shampoo from Goop and let me tell you, my hair has never felt cleaner or softer. Goop is a crock of shit, but that shampoo, man. It was so good. Are you sure it was shampoo? Honestly, I'd rather fart glitter than spend my hard-earned cash on an energy healing sticker from Goop. $70000 plus trucks that you only drive to and from your office job. Don't forget to rev them on the way to and from your office. Don't forget to put a huge flag in the bed and use it to try to pick up underage girls. Ah yes, the Ford compensator trademark. Don't forget to complain about gas prices while you drive a V8 that gets 4 miles per gallon to the store to get more shitty beer. I'd rather drive a clown car to my office job than spend thousands on a truck that's trying way too hard to compensate for something. Super expensive water. I'm still super impressed that Liquid Death somehow made expensive water cool. As I understand, Liquid Death is supposed to blend in with the design of other beer cans so sober people don't have to feel like they stick out in social situations. But yay, design of a can shouldn't rack up the price that much. It's wild how much they charge for water. You can buy 216 ounces of Coca-Cola for around $8 and Liquid Death runs you 154 ounces for around $12.50. Not to mention, they only donate 5 cents per can sold to charity. These Liquid Death fucks are bending the consumer over hard. Why spend a fortune on super expensive water when I can just squeeze my own juice into a glass? Cheers to my cost-effective hydration. NFTs. Surprised they haven't been mentioned yet. I understand that someone might purchase one because they see it as an investment in something with increasing value. What I don't understand is why anyone thinks it would have value. Normal people do not give half of a shit about whether you have an original digital image if we can get everything besides the certificate saying it's an original for free. So you're just betting on a small group of equally deluded people to care about something that has no inherent value. One big use of NFTs is money laundering. The art market used to be a big conduit for that, but now it is even easier. Hello. Making a YouTube video here, and seriously, what's up with people buying those fancy gold-plated toothpicks? I mean, who wakes up in the morning and thinks, yes, today I shall spend money on a toothpick that's shinier than my future? Share your thoughts below and let's unravel this mystery together. Timeshares. They could be a good idea, but any money saved is cancelled out and then some by fees. If you want to take your vacation in the same place every year. The one my mom has is a chain, so there are a bunch of locations. Still kinda stupid, but at least there's some variety. I'd rather stick my hand in a hornet's nest than get roped into a timeshare. My bank account screams no, thanks. Engagement rings that cost like, as much as a popular car. If you are worried that she might say no if the ring isn't that expensive, she is not the one. Adding to that, why do people buy natural instead of lab grown? They're way more expensive and mining them is basically considered a blood trade. Lab grown are molecularly identical to natural. They glimmer and shine the exact same. Anything that says otherwise is propaganda from jewelry companies. My wife and I have lab-grown diamonds, and whoever someone tries to tell us that they're not real diamonds, I reply with the following simile. It's like telling someone their baby isn't real because it was conceived via IVF rather than by sex. Sure, one method occurs naturally in the wild, while the other one involves human intervention, but the outcome is identical. A baby is a baby, regardless of whether it was conceived in a bedroom or a lab. A diamond is a diamond, regardless of whether it was created in the ground or a lab. Greens powder. That stuff is so expensive and has the nutritional value of half a cup of spinach. I can get a whole bag of spinach at Aldi for $2, so why would I spend $40 on a tiny tub of powder that tastes disgusting? What is greens powder? What have I missed? Google the overly shelled AG1, athletic greens. It's basically ground up and dehydrated spinach sold for like $100 per month. So from reading the ingredients, couldn't I just buy a sizable amount of spinach, lion's mane mushroom, and matcha to make a year supply myself for less than $30? Why TF is anyone paying $100 a month for that? Something some famous person threw away. Like a tissue. I'd rather wear underpants on my head than pay top dollar for a tissue that got sneezed on by a famous person. Latest iPhones whenever they arrive. I used to be that guy that always had the newest iPhone. I got the regular one, then this version. One day I realized it's the same rectangle every time and I do the same 3 things. Google, YouTube, and texts. Why do I need the newest rectangle? Oh, this one has another camera. So what? I'm not opening a photography business. I've saved so much money not buying the newest one when it drops. I broke one iPhone and just bought the same model off eBay for half the price of getting a new one. I was the same way, so I can relate. I think it's partly Apple's marketing and the promise that you're getting a polished product that will last. However, when you think about it, getting a new phone every year defeats the whole purpose. You're paying for quality, but it will be wasted since you're just spending money on a new phone every year anyways. These days I actually get satisfaction from using my devices as long as possible. It's a sign I got my money's worth. I'd rather wear a banana costume to a job interview than buy the latest iPhone and have everyone judge my decision-making skills. Expensive designer clothing, as I find comfort and functionality more important than brand names. Generally agree, but I did get a Burberry jacket at a thrift store once and that thing is supernaturally soft and comfy. I can understand the higher price tag if you can actually feel a difference in quality/fit/comfort. Some of those super expensive brands feel cheap as hell though. Burberry is the only brand I would buy if I had the money. Their coats are gorgeous. On the other hand, I live in the equator, so the need for a coat is almost none. Not Supreme charging $130 for a white crew neck. That feels like a t-shirt from a 10-pack you paid $12 for on Amazon, just because it says Supreme in a small red box on the shirt. I'd rather wear a Snuggie to a fashion show than buy clothes that make me feel like a walking billboard. Promises made by politicians. Listen, it's a lot easier to buy a senator than it is to pay for all the regulations. I'd sooner hire a chicken to be my financial advisor than believe a politician's promise. At least the chicken wouldn't be all talk and no feathers. Weddings and extravagant first birthday parties. I'll add to this, extravagant engagement parties. When I got married in 2021, I was regularly seeing people in wedding groups online spending more of their engagement party than we did on our entire wedding. I'd rather attend a baby's first birthday party where the theme is the existential crisis of a crumb than witness an extravagant one. Bulldogs or any other smushed-faced dogs. Their breeding and existence is cruel. That being said, I have an English bulldog and do English and French bulldog rescue. I wish these dogs would stop being bred, stop being so popular, and people understood the health issues they suffer. I will never buy one, however, as long as there is need to rescue them, I will forever rescue them. I saw someone recently who was breeding traditional pugs. Instead of being the totally flat face abominations, they had a nose that stuck out something like an inch. Enough that the dogs could breathe properly. We have pugs, and while we didn't look specifically for this, ours have a protruded snout that means they've never had any breathing issues. They shed like nothing you'd ever believe and are dumb as a bag of hammers, but they can breathe just fine. I had a beagle growing up, neighbors had a pug. The two dogs were great friends, probably because they shared a lot of those characteristics. Louis Vuitton with all the LV logos all over it. Nothing screams tacky more than that ish. Or anything with the logo all over it. It all screams tacky. Why would I spend my money on a purse covered in LV logos when I could just wear a neon sign that says I have questionable taste?